Hello and welcome back everybody to Everlasting Summer. So we have the ill Slavia with us and now we're bringing her to the infirmary and a thought just crossed my mind. What happens if Semyon's doppelganger reappears? What happens? Or is he just gone if I'm on a girl's route? I hope he's just gone if I'm on a girl's route. Like for real, I hate doppelganger. Doppelganger are the worst, and I know exactly why I hate them. In a game, Rayman, you may know it, Ubisoft. You may have Ubisoft, I guess is how you pronounce it in English. Uh, it's a rather famous game in Europe. I think it's not that famous in America. And I definitely don't know how famous it is in Russia. But anyway, it's a game, it's a platformer. And in the second to last level, Raymond has to escape from his doppelganger. And as a kid, this was so fucking scary to me. And now I realized why I really hate Simeon's evil side is because he's like a doppelganger. And this is like some childhood trauma to me, I guess. So I really hate him. I don't need him to reappear. Anyway, let's go on with the story and see if we can, if we can help Slavia. Well, I suppose she won't die, but you know, she just has a fever, but still. 5 minutes later, we were standing by the infirmary door, and Slavia was picking out the right key. Hello? Ah, okay. I still considered this idea quite foolish. Nobody ever died from the common cold. At least not in the past century. I couldn't see any good reason to spend the night in the infirmary. Just be a gentleman, and don't be a dick. Finally, Slavia opened the door and leaned on my arm. I'm still a bit dizzy, she said, guilty. Slavia landed on the bed. I sat on the chair nearby. Still, listen. Alone for the whole night in the infirmary. After all, at least Xenia could get you a glass of water if you needed one. She wouldn't catch the illness. She's young and strong. Come on, be a gentleman, you dickhead. It's all right. I don't want to bother anyone. And the nurse will come tomorrow. I suddenly imagined myself in Slavia's place. Imagined that I had to spend the whole night here alone. And shivers ran down my spine. Listen, maybe I can stay with you for a while. I owed a lot to Slavia. Yes, you do. And in fact, I didn't even want to leave. What for? Everything will be fine. Thanks for walking me over. You should go and get some sleep. I still think it's fine. For a moment I thought, of course nothing terrible will happen to her here, but I myself would feel more relaxed if I stayed with her. I think... Oh, come on, Slavia cried out, as if offended. You won't throw me out, will you? I smiled slyly. All right, but if you get infected, you only have yourself to blame. I was happy with my little victory. Okay, then, what shall we do? There should be some playing cards in the chest. Durak? In fact, I didn't know any other games except that one and poker. Okay. Wait a minute, Durak... Does Durak... Have I the rules of Durak wrong in memory? Don't you need 3 people for Durak? Oh no, attacking and defending. Yeah, right. The rules change if you are more than 2 persons. Then you attack in a circle. That's right. That's how it works. But you also can play, of course, you can play with 2 players. Ah, yeah, my bad. We spent a lot of time playing. I completely lost the track of time. We chatted, laughed a lot. Slavia didn't seem ill at all. The midnight came. Time to sleep. Probably. But where are you going to go? She gazed at me. Come on, you shouldn't be sitting in here with me. I can do it anyway. At the moment I could even fall asleep standing up. Slavia watched me for some time, and then drew the curtain and said, Good night. Night. I lowered my head on my arms and fell asleep in an instant. Despite being exhausted, I slept uneasily. It was more of a slumber. My awareness kept leaving me and returning again. The best possible state for dreaming something psychedelic. That's true. That is really true. Bus number 410 drove past the room. It was snowing from the ceiling, My computer's monitor suddenly rose from the middle of the table. Yeah, I hate that. I once had that, I once had a dream not the dream, but like a halfway dream. I was aware that I'm kind of awake, but at the same time there was a court against Hitler in my room, and that was the most fucked up shit. I kind of knew that it wasn't real, but I was half asleep, you know what I mean? That was some crazy ass shit. Wallpaper blended through the walls, rubbish piles rose through the floor, and my old bed materialized in the corner. I was in my old flat again. The scenery changed to that of my hometown. It was like I was running through endless hordes of people, bustling in and out. And then darkness fell on me. Primal, universal darkness. I jumped up in terror. I was sweating like a river. Slavia was looking at me worriedly from the bed. Just a bad dream. I attempted to smile. You were screaming. Screaming what? I don't know. It was incomprehensible. The clock only displayed 30. Yeah, you know what I mean. 30 minutes after midnight. Semyon? Huh? I'm freezing. Slavia was rubbing the arms of her sweater, shivering. Hang on, I'll find a blanket. I searched through one cabinet after another, swearing to myself about how the damn infirmary had nothing to cover up the patients. I'm sorry, there's nothing here. I mean, it's an unreal world. You know? It's something like a world of his design or something like that, of his mind's design, but still, this is, once again, very convenient for cuddling that is probably going to come now. Wait, I ran and fetched something. You don't have to. Would you let you in? Told you. Would you just lie here with me? It'll be much warmer. She was absolutely serious. Her voice sounded so piteous that for a second I was left breathless. Are you sure that it is okay? So it's not? She asked, blushing. No, why? And when did she get her normal clothes? Okay. I mean, okay. I'll take it. What else am I supposed to do? I slowly took off my shoes and lay on the very edge of the couch, trying to occupy as little space as possible, trying to shrink and stop breathing. Slavia gently embraced me and rested her head on my chest. Yeah, that's better, she purred. I was unable to say anything and just lay there calmly. Very good. Thank you. For what? Slavia kept her eyes closed and seemed ready to fall asleep at any second. For being here. It's fine. 2 minutes ago she was desperately trying to get rid of me. No, really. Then you're welcome. She said nothing, but I was sure that Slavia smiled. Contact us any time, as they say. Oh, yeah, I see what you did there. You're so kind. You care so much. Well, I try. You're a good friend. Friend? Well, yeah, probably. Really, are we going right there? Okay. Somehow, this word hit me painfully. On the other hand, there was no reason to believe that I was something more to Slavia than just a friend. What are these thoughts about, anyway? You too. I just couldn't bring myself to find the right words. What's up with the you too? It's been a pleasure dealing with you. We hope for further mutual beneficial cooperation. Or, yeah, it's cool being friends with you too. Let's go and play in the sandbox. This was twice as hard to endure with Slavia lying right next to me. I can't run, I can't hide, and even without her looking me in the eyes, I know that she sees right through me. You're distressed by something, aren't you? No, I'm fine. But I can tell that you are. Well, maybe. Want to talk about it? Well, not really. In fact, there's nothing really to talk about. And you don't really know why you're so upset? Yeah, probably. And why get upset in the first place? Slavia laughed. I guess I shouldn't. That is great. She hugged me even harder. Not cold now? I'm fine. Just tell me if you're not uncomfortable. If you're not comfortable. No, it's okay, I see. Like that time? On the boat? My muscles, as if remembering that rowing competition, reminded me of it with a dull ache. It's totally different. Okay, she said slyly and raised her head a bit. So, everything is fine? Yeah, perfect. I started to worry. Slavia surely wanted something from me. Yeah. Whatever might she want? Wanted me to do or say something. But what? Are you sure? Okay, this is getting fascinating. Yeah, probably. Well then, have a good night. You too. After a while, she fell asleep. I checked the clock out of the corner of my eye. It was only 1 a.m. and that meant that I still had to lie in this position until morning. I wasn't really concerned about my arm going numb, just being so close to Slavia, such a dangerous proximity. I couldn't sleep at all. Various thoughts were invading my head. Did she really consider this whole situation normal? No. No, nobody probably would. What the fuck? Oh, of course. Anime cliché number 223. Just when I was thinking how bad it would be if anybody found us, the door opened, the lights switched on, and Olga rushed in. My heart jumped and stopped for a moment. Semyon. Now, what you need to do is do a kip up out of the bed. Started the camp leader in a diabolically calm voice. I've been searching for you everywhere, and you escaped from the forest ahead of time, didn't come to the cabin to sleep, and now you're seducing our best pioneer. Slavia instantly woke up. She was staring at the camp leader with sleepy eyes for a few seconds, and then instantly understood what's going on and jumped from the bed. Olga, it's not what you think. I just fell ill, and Simeon walked me here. And then I got cold, and I told him to go to his cabin. Oh yeah, sure. So you're sick, are you? I am, answered Slavia humbly. And you have to get treatment. She watched me menacingly. And you, get up and follow me. I understood that arguing was not an option and left the infirmary, not even looking at Slavia. We reached the square without saying a word. Olga viciously looked over at me and said, Time to go home. I need to have a serious talk with you. I felt awful the whole way. The camp leader silently followed me. I think that once again I've got into a stupid situation, which will be perceived totally wrong by everybody. Nothing to discuss. What if I were in Olga's place? 2 teenagers cuddling in the empty infirmary. Good night. It's hard to come up with any apologies. The worst thing is that all these things always happen specifically to me. I always considered myself to have an analytical mind. However, I rarely got to put it into practice. Unrelated. We entered the cabin and the camp leader continued the interrogation. Would you care to explain yourself? She seemed to have calmed down a bit. At least this side of her character was appealing. She was, of course, an impulsive woman, but she also cooled down quickly. Slavia already told you everything. You expect me to believe that. I can't force you to believe it, but I'm not going to invent any excuses either, because it is the truth. She looked at me for some time and then said, Tomorrow I will decide what to do with you. The camp leader turned off the light, and I rolled myself on the blanket, not even bothering to undress, and turned to face the wall. Interesting. Why does she only blame me for what happened? I wasn't there alone after all. Slavia is a role model pioneer, of course, but... No, I didn't intend to shift the blame to her. I just felt too ashamed for getting into an idiotic situation, once again. Involuntarily, with no malicious thoughts, not expecting any trap. I could have lay there pitying myself for a long time, but fatigue overtook me, and I blanked out. So now is day 6, isn't it? So we have 2 more days to go? Yes, we have. Whoops. Well, that is, thank you for making it obvious where our way heads. I didn't sleep well. I kept waking up for a minute or two and then dropping off again. I didn't dream much, just some grotesque images, forgotten by morning. Olga woke me up. Wake up already! I wrapped my eyes open and looked at her questioningly. What time is it? Late enough. My whole body ached, and my head was heavy like a bowling ball. Pull yourself together and go wash yourself up. Right now. I stood up obediently, took my toiletry bag, and went outside. I didn't want to talk to the camp leader at that moment. The lecture was clearly coming. A hard one. But I'd better put it off as much as I can. After all, I always did things this way. Yeah, in this case, I can't blame you. Trying not to fall asleep on my feet, I somehow made it to the wash bins. Basins bins. The cold water knocked some sense into me. Maybe I should pay Slavia a visit. I still have some time left. Just to tell her I'm sorry. On the other hand, why should I justify myself? It was her idea. And what did I do wrong? Besides, once again, getting myself into a silly situation, where all the odds are against me. I took a deep breath and went back to Olga's cabin, with the firm intention of proving myself innocent, or at least showing that I will stand my ground. Oh, I'm so happy that this wasn't a decision. I totally wouldn't have known what the right answer is to this one. But the room was empty. I sat on the bed and dropped my face into my hands. I need to come up with an excuse. Now. A nice and believable excuse. If she won't believe the truth, well, that's not surprising. If I was her, wouldn't have believed it either. Nothing worthwhile was coming to me. I was just sitting there, gazing at the sunrise. The doors swung silently open, and the camp leader came into the room. Olga, I'd still like to explain to you that... No need. I looked at her, surprised. I understand everything. Well, I don't. So you do understand it wasn't what it looked like? Why, it looked exactly like what it was. I don't want to condemn either you or Slavia. I understand everything. Puberty, hormones, all that kind of stuff. I sighed tiredly and laid my head down on my hands. What do I need to say to make you believe me? Nothing. I said it already. I understand everything. You don't understand a thing. I muttered under my breath. Okay, head over to line up. I stood up and dragged myself lazily along with her. First of all, not the reaction you probably get in a youth camp for, whatever they did or, you know what I mean? That's probably not the reaction you get anywhere in the world, but okay. Second of all, why does he care what Olga believes? Like, for real. First of all, he has said that he is interested in Slavia. So why does he care if Olga thinks he is in some way came closer to Slavia? Olga is not gonna tell everybody anyway. And it's probably Slavia who told Olga, that they came closer. I suppose, at least. Who else should have? I stood up and dragged myself lazily. Yeah, I said that. But could I at least pay her a visit? Of course not. The camp leader looked at me with such surprise as if my question was something completely inappropriate. I've already warned the nurse not to let you in. Well, am I allowed to know how she is at least? Well, it looks like Slavia is actually sick. I didn't manage to ask how serious it was as we reached the square already. Go and take your place. I took a place next to Electronic. So, what happened yesterday? He whispered to me. What are you talking about? Well, you suddenly disappeared. Well, nothing special. Telling everything to the entire camp was the last thing I wanted. After all, if even the camp leader got us wrong, then what would the others think? Though I've already started to think that it's not entirely wrong. The entire lineup consisted of a roll call and an announcement that the shower room is closed today for repair. Great. Finally, the pioneers ran for breakfast, chatting happily. I miserably followed them. Frankly speaking, I wasn't in the mood for eating at all. After hanging around near the canteen doors for a while, I turned around and headed away. I don't know how it turned out this way, but eventually the infirmary appeared from nowhere in front of me. Looks like my autopilot just kicked in. I stared at the door, at a total loss. They won't let me in anyway. What can I do now? Should I wait for Olga? Olga's sentence, if it ever comes? Should I wait until everybody in the camp knows? That's even worse. Wicked glances from everywhere. The alienation. That is what will happen for sure. No, I haven't done anything wrong. But in the enclosed circle of this bizarre society, such behavior would be treated, if not as a sin, then as a serious deviation for sure. And that means that I've already got nothing to lose. Good thing I didn't need to decide that either. I knocked without any hesitation. Just a moment. I pulled the door knob, but the door wouldn't open. Huh. It's locked. Yeah. Genius. Why would you think that is? In a few moments I heard the key turning in the keyhole, and the nurse appeared. Good morning, Pioneer. Hi. I answered hi. I answered confidently. Hi. Well, you know that you're not allowed here. Well, I do. But if you would... Nah, that's not the way things work, she said playfully. A camp leader's order is an order after all. If you ask me, personally I don't think anything immoral in your behavior. But Olga... Maybe I can do something. No, you can't. I looked at her angrily, turned around, and walked away with theatrical slowness. I didn't know what to do next. I just pressed on forward, punching the trees that stood in my way. I recovered from this burst of rage only when my hands were hurting badly, and my lips were bitten until they bled. And the most interesting thing is that all my unbelievable awakening in an unknown pioneer camp has turned into the most trivial life drama. A drama as stupid as my entire existence. Yet again I did something wrong. I thought something wrong, and they got it all wrong. Fine then, just let everything be. Nobody was near the canteen. I sighed in relief and took a place in the farthest corner, hoping that nobody would see me. Somehow stuffing my breakfast in, I was about to leave when Miko dashed up to my table. Oh, good morning, Simeon. I kind of overslept today. Can I take a place here next to you? She sat down straight away. Well, I'm kind of leaving already. Is it true that you and Slavia are like that? Well, you know what I'm talking about. She stared at me closely. How do they know? Well, but, you know, it's not impossible that they know, you know. That's how life works. So, now I'm missing the word. Yeah, you know what I mean. People saying things always comes around fast. She stared at me closely, blinking her eyes. Who told you that? Well, one would expect the rumors. There we go. Rumors was the word I was looking for. To spread fast, but not that fast. I started to slowly go into rage mode. I heard it from Xenia, and she probably heard it from Alisa. He heard it from Olga. I don't want you to misunderstand me. It's not my business. But if you don't want to, then don't answer. But if it's not a secret, you are right. I don't want to answer. I stood up and quickly headed towards the exit. It was a hot day. This amplified my anger, since I don't like the heat. Right now, though, anything could drive me out of my wits. But I had to make up my mind now on how to conduct myself. I didn't want to run into anyone, so I went into the forest where I could think calmly. Mr. Doppelganger, if you had... No, that's not the Doppelganger's music, that's okay. Having stopped in a glade, I sat on a stump, took a stick and started to pick at the ground with it. If there's nothing that is up to me, all I can do is to simply wait. But, in fact, what can I do? Assault the infirmary? Even if I succeed, what comes next? Trying to bring Olga to her senses? Hardly possible. Funnily enough, the soul enigma turned into a simple everyday situation. If it was happening in my world, there would be no problems at all. Come on, really, what's the problem? Even if I did sleep with a girl, who cares? I mean, yeah, okay. I mean, the game says in the beginning that everyone is over 18. Excuse me, that is my chair, sorry. So, it's kind of okay, in a law way, but still it's sorry, shit. I don't even know if you saw that, but just opened the tab, sorry. But still, it's a youth camp. You can't do stuff like that in a youth camp, and especially not in the infirmary. Oh well. At least if you were caught, you would people would be angry probably everywhere. I don't say that in no youth camp in the world stuff like that happens. Probably in a lot of them, actually. But I guess no camp leader would be happy if he caught you. You know what I mean? But that is just my thinking. Even if I was actually 17. Oh right, he is only 17. Well, but how are the others? Yeah, maybe the girls are all older. But still, he's not 7. Oh well. Who cares? Even then, nothing terrible would happen anyway. It would be slightly more awkward, but still tolerable. And now what? I'm not the master of my fate. Although, was I ever? Is there anything at all that was up to me in my entire life? Have I ever reached any peak that I was seeking? And now, once I've reached one, I can't hold my ground. Maybe I was just a spectator from the very beginning. My mystical appearance in this camp, all the local residents, all the events that happened to me. All that is just a weird game, and I'm only a pawn. Well, if that is so, I will still play out my role to my best. I got up and headed to the camp, prepared to take no prisoners. That's the spirit, my friend. The plan wasn't completely finished in my head, but I've made up my mind already. There was no one at the camp leader's cabin. I rummaged through the cabinets and packed up a sleeping bag, my winter clothes, a flashlight, and some other garments I found. Are you camping? Oh my god, I see him camping in front of the infirmary. That's really like a teen drama. Oh my god. I came out and immediately ran straight into Elisa. Going for a hike? Yeah, for a hike, I reassured her. Well, take care. She gave me a sly smile and went on her way. I hastened my steps to the infirmary. The nurse is a human too in the end, so eventually she will go to lunch. I hid in the bushes, waiting. Time flew by fast. My thoughts have settled, and I had a firm decision. I haven't thought my plan out beyond the first steps. I simply didn't care. The most important thing is that I act the way I think it is appropriate, and whatever happens next, let it happen. At last, the nurse came out of the infirmary. She looked around, noticing no danger, locked the infirmary with a key, and quickly went towards the canteen. As she went around the corner, I got to the window in a few bounds and started to hectically knock on it. Slavia showed up soon. Semyon, what are you doing here? You're not allowed to... How are you feeling? I'm fine, but Olga told me to stay here for another day. She told me something completely different. Okay, get out, I said with confidence. What are you... Wow, so this night he grew two of the biggest pair there ever was, huh? What are you talking about? What for? She asked fearfully. Get out now. I'll explain everything later. She looked at me closely for a while, but then opened the window without further argument. How she really is doing it? I helped her to jump down to the ground. Okay, what next? Let's go. I grabbed her hand and made my way to the forest. Slavia stopped a few minutes later. Semyon, just what are you doing? Are we doing? What's wrong? Do you think that everything was right the way it was? No, I don't. But it will be even worse this way. Why? We have a right to act the way we think it is correct. Okay, but what will happen next? I haven't thought about it yet. Every step in my plan had gone quite well until now, but I wasn't keen on thinking even one step ahead. Take a look. I opened the bag and showed the things I took from the camp leader's cabin. And? Slavia looked at me inquiringly. I don't know. We'll stay in the forest for a while. Show them that our opinion matters. But that is stupid and childish. Well, if you don't want to... She gave me a lamentable look. I'll do as you say. Okay, this all took a turn for the strange. On the other hand, still better than the psycho pioneer. These words gave me the creeps. As you say. Nobody ever said anything like that to me. In any case, I think this is the best decision for now. Alright. So we are opposition. Aliata, antifascista, or something like that. I mean, we're in a communist camp, but still, you know. Cuba Libre, I don't know. I laid the sleeping bag on the ground and we sat on it. So, what are we going to do? I don't know. I've never been so close to utter failure. No, I wasn't questioning my choice, but indeed, I had no idea what to do next. What would you suggest? It would be nice to have something to eat. Have you brought anything with you? And that was exactly what I had forgotten. No, I haven't, I replied slowly. That's fine. We kept sitting in silence. I wonder if they will look for us. Though even if they do, they are unlikely to succeed. The forest is big enough. But food? By the evening I'll get hungry too. Okay, stay here. I'll be right back. Where are you going? To get some food. Maybe we should go together. No, I'll be right back. Hopefully she's still there when he's coming back. I headed back to the camp at a rapid pace, leaving Slavia alone in the glade. I'm absolutely certain that she won't go anywhere and will wait for me. I wish I was as certain that I'll remember the way back as well. Even if they hadn't started to look for both of us yet. And surely they will have found out that Slavia's missing. So I have to move carefully and try not to get noticed. In general, every single pioneer was a threat now. And only those who knew me. Such an obvious kidnapping will surely be known to everyone in no time. That is true. And while getting to the canteen in few sprints was not hard at all, I had no idea what to do next. I can't just walk in there like nothing happened. Are you hiding there? Yay! The solution to everything. I almost jumped out of my skin. Uljana was standing behind me. Getting hungry? She stared at me. Come on, why so quiet? I was tongue-tied for a moment and couldn't think of an answer. So, why have you come? Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I have absolutely no idea. Why are these game choices always such shit choices? Like for real, go to the bus stop when you have thousands of opportunities. Can I? I mean, I don't really distrust Uljana. But in this version of the route, he was always a dick to Uljana, you know? He was always a dick to her. So can we trust her in this version? In the version I originally played, I would have trusted her because, you know, I was nice and soft to her. But in this version... God. But maybe she can help. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ah, fuck it. Oh, really? Yeah, really. Okay, I'll be right back. Hallelujah. Much to my surprise, Uljana didn't ask any awkward questions. In the blink of an eye, she zipped out of sight through the doors of the canteen. I was wondering whether I should trust her and wait, or I should flee before she returned with backup. However, Uljana interrupted my doubts quickly as she reappeared in a couple of minutes with a plastic bag in her hands. Probably right decision, hallelujah. Here you go. The bag was full of buns and had a few packs of kefir in it. But why? Well, 'cause it's brave. And cool. She smiled slyly. Best regards to Slavia. Uljana waved goodbye and ran away. I stood there for some time in confusion, but then went back to the forest. It was completely unlike Uljana, but frankly speaking, I was thankful to her. It's not unlike Uljana. She isn't a dick. She's childish. That is the problem. She is the biggest... I mean, she also is a child. And I'm always already fucking afraid for the Uljana route. I'm probably going to play that next so I can get that behind me. But, you know, she never was a dick. She's just super childish. And kind of hyperactive. In the end, I couldn't get food by myself during the day without getting myself into trouble. Upon getting back to the glade, I found Slavia sitting on the sleeping bag in the exact same pose. Here. I gave the bag to her. You got it so fast, she said excitedly. Well, I found help. Slavia gave me a questioning look, but I didn't go into details. We ate busily without saying a word. I think we can trust Oljana. I sighed with satisfaction in the end. Good. Really good. Yeah, agreed Slavia. What are we going to do now? Maybe you have any suggestions? About what? Well, at least about how to deal with the camp leader. I don't know. And are you sure? Yes, I am. I interrupted her. This is an act of protest after all. She must be aware that she can't order me... I stuttered. Order us around. I feel like I've said something stupid. Even if I was indeed Olga's errand boy, Slavia was. You're funny. She gave a cute smile. We could just go and talk with her. If you want to sit here and wait, I'm fine with it. I tried to talk to her. Are you sure you did it the right way? What is the right way? To be honest, I didn't know how to answer. Such awkward talks were always something of insurmountable task for me. I bet if I knew how to deal with such cases, things would go another way. Of course, since I was afraid and blaming myself, there was no chance to be confident. I don't know. Slavia burst into laughter. What? Nothing. I just feel like a princess who was saved from the evil witch's castle by Prince Charming. I looked at her carefully. While all this sounded quite romantic, I thought that what Slavia had just said was absolute nonsense. Generally, Olga as an evil witch makes some sense. Yes, the similarity is definitely there. I said it, spelling out every word. And princesses are given no choice in such cases usually. Slavia continued in a cryptic tone. Given no choice? That is impossible. It is me who has no choice here. Just sit and wait until I get back to my reality by some miraculous chance. Does Slavia have anything in common with me? She's a role model pioneer, hard-working and beautiful. She has hundreds, if not thousands of options. Probably this is the moment I've been dreaming about all my life. Such an unreachable girl as Slavia, not only sitting next to me, speaking and laughing, but completely depending on me. No, not really. I mean, she really has 1,000 options. It's like she decided to give you the decision. That's what's going on. And what more will be going on, we'll see next episode, because I'm gonna end this here. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next part and see what Doofus McGee, also called Semyon, will do with his princess. And I'll see you then. Bye bye.